understand. You're a perfect man. Got the whole world in your hands, but you still reaching out for me. Ooh, wow, why you love me too?
What's up, beautiful people? I am Ray Christine. Thank you so much for tuning in once again, and I hope that after this video you feel a little bit better. So today we're going to be talking about one of the beautiful, powerful women in the Bible. And I love when we get to talk about women because sometimes I feel like women in the Bible are overlooked. So today we're going to talk about one of the women in the Bible, and her name is Esther. Now, to give you a little backstory about Esther, y'all, Esther was an orphan. Both of her parents had died, and her cousin Mordecai had took her in, and they both lived together in Persia. Now, although they both lived in Persia, they were both Jewish people. So Esther was a Jewish woman. She was beautiful inside out. She was not only beautiful in her physical appearance, but she had a heart of gold. She was a sweet girl. Persia was great, vast, strong, wealthy place. And at the time, King Xerxes ruled over Persia. And one night, King Xerxes, he decided to throw a party, and he invited all his friends, and they was getting lit, y'all. The drinks was flowing. They was having a good time, y'all. And King Xerxes was having so much of a good time that he felt like, hey, I want to bring my Queen Vashti down here so that all my friends can see how beautiful she is. He wanted to brag to his friends on how beautiful Queen Vashti was. So he sent his servants to go get Queen Vashti. He told them, hey, go get them. Tell her to come down here. I want everybody to see how beautiful she is. So the servants did just that. So the servants went up to get Queen Vashti, but she was not feeling going down there and doing whatever it was King Xerxes wanted her to do. So she told the servants, I ain't doing that because they down there, they getting drunk, they doing too much. I don't really even like half them people down there anyway. So yeah, go tell King Xerxes that I said, no, I ain't coming. So the servants came down and they told King Xerxes like, hey, Queen Vashti said no, she's not coming down here. And he was so mad, y'all, that Queen Vashti did not do what he said, that he decided to be petty, y'all. And he banished Queen Vashti out of the palace, and he told her to never ever return to Persia. And just like that, she was banished from the palace, and she was to never return to Persia. So here King Xerxes is. He is by himself. He is lonely. He has no wife. Time goes by and he is tired of being by himself, y'all. So his advisors come to him and they're like, hey, we know what we're going to do for you. We're going to bring all the beautiful women of Persia. We're going to bring them under one roof in your palace, and we're going to let you decide who you want to be your next wife. Sidebar, but don't this sound something like Flavor of Love, or ain't this given like The Bachelor, where they bring a bunch of beautiful women in one house and this one man has to decide who's going to be his main squeeze? Yeah, okay, whatever, y'all. So in this bunch of beautiful women that is going to go to the palace, y'all, Esther is one of those women. Now mind y'all, Mordecai tells her before she goes to the palace to never tell a soul that she is a Jewish woman, and Esther promises Mordecai that she would never tell anyone. So Queen Esther goes to the palace along with these other beautiful women, y'all, and she gets chosen to be King Xerxes' new queen and wife. King Xerxes chooses Esther to be his queen and wife, and together they live happily ever after. Or not. So some time goes by and Mordecai finds out that there are some people that are trying to plot to kill King Xerxes. So he goes to King Xerxes and he tells him, hey, these people, they're trying to kill you, right? So King Xerxes listens to Mordecai and he eventually finds out who these people are, and the whole situation is deadened. So because Mordecai did step up and he told King Xerxes about this plot, he is heavily favored by the king and he's allowed to come and go in the palace. Y'all, this story has a few layers to it, but just stick with me and I'll bring it home. Time goes by, y'all, and King Xerxes hires a new advisor by the name of Haman. Now, Haman, y'all, was an evil man. He was a dangerous man, and he had a lot of hate in his heart, especially for Mordecai. And one of the reasons why he hated Mordecai is because when Haman first came, he had this sense of entitlement where when he would enter into a room, he wanted people to bow to him. And Mordecai was just like, get somebody else to do it, because I only bow to God and you ain't God. So yeah, get somebody else to do it. Haman hated Mordecai, and he knew that he was going to find a plan to kill Mordecai. So even more time goes by, and Haman tells the king one day, hey, these Jews, they really getting out of hand and they plotting to kill you. So what I think you should do as the king is I think you should beat them to the punch and pass a law to execute all Jews. Now Mordecai hears this news about this law being passed, and immediately he goes to find Queen Esther. So Mordecai tells Queen Esther about this dilemma that is at hand in this law, this crazy, insane law that is passed to kill Jews, and she is at a crossroads, y'all. Now remember, Esther never told anyone that she was truly a Jewish woman. So she's walking around here like she's Persian, y'all. People think she's Persian and she's really Jewish. So when Mordecai comes to her with this situation, she's at a crossroads, because it's, do I help my people and stand up for my people, even if it means taking the risk of being killed? Or do I just throw my hands up and say, hey, these people think I'm Persian. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So Mordecai encouraged Esther to pray about it, and he is for certain that God would help her find a way. And that's what Queen Esther did. She prayed about it, and she just asked God to help her find a way to save herself and save her people. So Queen Esther comes up with this idea that she's going to throw this amazing feast, and she's going to invite not only the king, but she's going to invite Haman as well. And she does that, and they both come to the feast. When they get to the feast, King Xerxes is so amazed by how beautiful it is and how much she has put everything together that he tells Queen Esther, look, I am so pleased with what you've done here, and I'm so pleased the way everything looks, that I'm going to allow you to make any request to me, and whatever that request is, I will grant it for you. Queen Esther could have wished or asked for anything from King Xerxes, but this was her moment. Do I be selfish and ask for something for myself, or do I have the courage to ask for something that's not only going to help me, but help my people as well? Y'all, so she jumps on the opportunity to help her people. She asks and begs the king to overturn this silly, insane law that is passed to execute Jews. And she also tells King Xerxes about Haman's evil plans and everything that he has set up to do. Now, of course, Haman denies everything that Queen Esther says, but King Xerxes, he believes Queen Esther, and he actually has Haman executed. In the end, y'all, the law that was supposed to be passed to kill Jews, all Jews, was overturned, and the Jewish people, they celebrated, and Queen Esther really saves the day. This story about Queen Esther is so important because it teaches us about having the courage to do things even when the risk seems very, very high and it seems very dangerous. Sometimes you have to have the courage and the strength to do what is right, even though doing what's wrong looks easier. God is always with us. He always gives us strength, and he always gives us the courage to fight and do what is right. All we have to do is have faith and believe in God that he will never leave us nor forsake us. And anything that we want to accomplish, he's going to give us the power and the strength to do so. I really hope that this story about Esther really encourages you in your personal life to have the courage to do what's right. You may be at a crossroads with something in your life, and you are not sure whether you should throw your hands up and not deal with it, or stand up to it and face it and actually move forward with having the courage to accomplish whatever that goal is. So I hope today that you have the courage and the strength and the boldness to do what's right, even when wrong is staring you in the face, even when wrong seems easier to do. That's all the time I have for you, friends. See you soon.